Is it, it's not recording yet, is it?
It's recording now.
Oh, it is. Okay. Why can't I tell on my end? All right. This is a mayor manager meeting on Tuesday, the 2nd of February already. It's Groundhog Day, isn't it?
Yes.
I got to go back to bed. And in the meeting is Linda Olson, Alex Dortek, Jay Truscott-Reed, Nathaniel Sierra, and Stephanie Carlisle.
All right. I will try to guide, Jade and I will guide this. So, for the next upcoming study session, we've got the resident safety with Chief Collins. We've already allotted time. We've also got the charter amendment for the direct election of a mayor. And so we have not assigned times on that one. So we may need to do that.
Are you going to be bringing examples, or is it just a discussion at this point?
It's a discussion. We've kind of identified, if council were to decide to do this, like what that process would look like. And then we kind of posed questions that council would need to, well, first of all, first and foremost, decide if they are wanting to move that direction, and then what specifically that would look like, so that then we could bring that to a vote of the people and then start the process of direct election of the mayor.
Yeah, okay.
So I would just say, it's a relatively small presentation. I don't know. I would say 5 minutes, and then the rest could be discussion.
Yeah, right. I had a discussion about how to actually do this. I think we need to have some public. It'd probably be good to have some public input at some point on this. I don't know what the process would be for that.
Well, and that can be the discussion is, it's of course it's totally appropriate to say we want to get public input and then work out the process on that. And the goal behind this study session is to give council the framework for what that could look like. In general, there's not a lot of legal barriers, but this at least gives us direction moving forward.
So I think we would just have to be really clear that this is not changing our form of government discussion.
Right.
Because I think members of the public do sometimes get confused on that. That's a completely different process. This is just, the input we've heard from a few council members that they'd like to explore what that would look like. And, the two cities that we've used as comparisons, they each did it a little bit differently, where they redistrict in the process as well. And so I think from the few tidbits I've heard, I thought, it would be more of a converting one of our at-large positions, one of the three, to a direct election of a mayor.
I think that's probably the simplest way to do it, isn't it?
Definitely.
Which is why we held off one, so that we would.
So how it would have to work is there would have to be, the ballot issues to amend the charter on either this election or next year's election, so that then it would go into effect for the municipal election of 2023, which is where there are two at-large positions up for election.
Right.
But there's a lot of information you will have to consider, if there's special requirements, if there's, what the term length would be. Those types of things would all guide how the charter amendment would need to look if you do want to move forward with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so how much time? Yeah, presentation 5 minutes. I'd say, I don't know, probably 20-minute discussion.
Oh, yeah. No. I was thinking it's going to be longer than that, Linda.
Do you? Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
I thought people were pretty much wanted to do this, but maybe not.
Well, no, I think people are. I think there's going to be a lot of questions about the process.
Okay.
I'm thinking it may go. Even 30 minutes to me seems like it's going to be undercutting it, but.
Okay. Do you want to say 40 minutes?
Yeah, about 40 minutes.
Okay.
I just remember back last year when we were talking about it, it seemed like we had a lot of dialogue about it. But since it's only process, maybe it's going to be shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I just think there's going to be a lot of questions.
Well, one of the things, and I don't know, Alex, we'll have to explore this with you if we put it on the ballot, is to what extent can the city inform people of the pros and cons of this? Because I think that happened with some of the initiatives this last year. There were some that were just kind of mute, and I think the more dialogue we have with citizens about what they think, the more we'll realize what the pros and cons are. There may not be a whole lot of cons, but
Right. And
Well,
we can
and
do
so
that.
much.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, and so much of that just depends on the direction that you send us, because there's a vast difference between, okay, we're just going to direct elect the mayor, but have everything else be exactly the same, versus direct elect the mayor and then have the mayor have additional powers or responsibilities or change term limits, things like that.
yeah.
I can also let you know that we we are working with outside counsel on this. And so we will be able to guide council on, on FCPA and what council can and cannot do or say. And then certainly put that when, if it is going that direction, we'll have a strong guidance on how to guide you through that.
Okay, great. All right. Sounds good. I don't think it's going to be 40 minutes, but if it is, we've got enough time set us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think something to consider is, just the timing of if we want to get it on this ballot, and you are really wanting to, get the public involved, we need to get moving pretty quickly to make sure we hit all of our deadlines.
Yeah, it has to be ready by July, doesn't it? Although,
Yes.
Yes.
It needs to go for first and second reading in July in order to get on the ballot.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's the information we'll get, and then.
Yep.
Sorry.
And that way too, through the discussion, we'll try to that'll help us identify if there's more to it than we initially kind of thought.
Okay.
Okay, great. So the next one is fleet management recommendation through Public Works. We've already allowed time for the presentation. It's a slightly different way of kind of doing the fleet management. So I'm not sure how much discussion council would need on that.
I don't know.
30 minutes seems long for a presentation.
That seems really, really long. Why 30 minutes?
I think because it's a different way to completely manage the fleet versus owning. I think it's.
Can you go back to them and see if they really need 30 minutes?
Yes.
It's been a long time since we've had a 30-minute presentation, and it's usually been the flood stuff.
So why don't you guys tell us what you'd like to see, and then we'll report back to you if for some reason there is something we're missing on why it needs to be such a long presentation. Sometimes people allot discussion time as well inadvertently. Yeah. So they may be thinking it's probably about a 30-minute just altogether.
Altogether, yeah. So then, I don't know. I think, if they can do I just think we have to assume that people are going to read their packets, and if they don't, it's their loss. But I don't want to
do 10 minutes and then.
That'd be great. 15 minutes at the max, and then 15 minutes discussion. If they think it's contentious, I guess it should be longer.
Okay. Why don't we reach out to Janet and just get just a bit more information, but let's plan on that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. So this is some coming forward from Alex and Police Department, discussion of the code for Englewood Parks. And Alex, you may want to shed some light on this.
Sure. And so I don't want to I don't want to hijack the meeting to overly describe this, but there's a section of the Englewood Code that allows for police officers to temporarily ban or trespass persistent either rule breakers or code breakers from our municipal parks. And the way it's currently set up, There's been recent case law that has found very similar, almost identical schemes or mechanisms to be unconstitutional.
Mhm.
So we need to either change it or remove it. And so my portion will be discussing the legal background there. And then Reed's portion will be discussing the benefits and uses of this, of being able to temporarily ban or trespass people from park and other governmental facilities. So I'd anticipate the presentation presentation's probably more of 10 minutes, and it's difficult to anticipate the discussion. What I'm hoping is that the entire discussion is just about not the legal part of it, because that's not really the meat of it. It's the how council wants to see the parks and other governmental facilities policed.
So currently our law is putting us at risk? Is that what the issue is?
It is. We very much mitigated that risk by discontinuing the issuance of trespass notices and discontinuing the prosecution for previous trespass notices.
Oh, so we're not using it right now at all.
Right. Once that came to light, we sort of stopped everything so as to mitigate that liability.
So will we get examples of other cities and how they're handling this? And I'm asking only, well, I often do that, but I'm most concerned about how this impacts our strategies around the unhoused and whether we're more regionally approaching some of this.
We certainly can bring that to council. That's sort of a longer discussion than what this would be. This current section isn't addressing sort of any strategies for the unhoused. And to be frank, from having spoken to the police department, a number of the people or a number of the sort of frequent flyers aren't necessarily the unhoused.
Yeah, good to hear. Okay. I know that when we were doing the pestle, we were trying to figure out what kinds of park laws we all had that were exacerbating for some populations from one city to the other. So that was, okay. So yeah, I think. So,
and it's really hard to predict, because as sort of you're noting, and it does touch on this, we had a joint council meeting that was 2 hours that hit a lot of these issues. So it certainly is a conversation that could go on for a long time. And I'm hoping that we can limit it to the specifics of this, but it does touch on those things, so it doesn't necessarily lend itself to that limit.
Okay. So is this are you going to be giving us information that you need direction on then?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would say discussion would be probably 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it may be that we'd realize that 30 minutes isn't nearly enough and we have to reschedule things for later, which is fine. We're not in a position where we have to take any action because we have stopped enforcement.
Okay.
So as to not put ourselves in legal jeopardy. But in speaking with the police department, this has been a program that has been very beneficial to the maximum use of all these facilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with total time for that study session, we're definitely still within the 3-hour time frame.
Okay. But we need to add a discussion on general decorum at meetings.
Okay. So then we'll add that in, definitely.
Yeah, and I wonder if the little plastic, I'm sorry, just a frog in my throat this morning. You're the first people I've talked to. We need those laminated rules of order that were sitting in the dies for all of us. I wonder if we can gather those up and get them into the hands of council before the meeting.
Okay, and that we can do that.
Everybody has them. I would like the gavel too, but I'm not sure how I'll use it. I mean, I was thinking about how would I would have gavelled on some of the things we've had happen. But, looking back over some of the things that happen in meetings, it's not just using point of information and point of order. People just plain interrupt or interject something too. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we can get those documents together and get those out to council.
And Stephanie, and this is just a suggestion, this isn't but perhaps IT, someone could speak with IT about the virtual or electronic version of a gavel, because I in seeing what Mayor Olson is mentioning, this format doesn't sort of limits the ability to gavel, but
Yeah.
a gavel can be very effective.
Yeah. A good rap would do. But I don't want to break my computer.
Yeah, there's not a gavel
But
button.
also, you know, what are the options to mute somebody? I don't like to say stop, 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 stop.
Okay, so for this discussion, what is the time slot? And do you want this as a study session topic or under mayor or council's choice?
I think it's a study session topic.
Okay, okay.
Um,
And how much time would you like to allow?
Danielle, how long do you think it'll take us to work on this one? I mean,
It should. I'm thinking it should only take 15 minutes, but
yeah. These are the rules. We're going to follow them. Please self-monitor. I'll monitor too. It's hard when you're on Zoom because people say things. I don't even know which screen it came from sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, okay, good. Well, we'll get those materials together. Do you want those included in the packet for public?
Sure.
yeah.
All right.
And Mayor Olson, would you like me to present on Bob's Rules of Order?
Oh, sure. That would be nice. Allison would have done that in the past, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, great.
Enough for
Thank you.
time, or do you need more, Alex?
Sorry, what was that?
Is 5 minutes presentation time enough for you, Alex, or do you need more?
Yes. Yeah, I think 5 minutes is appropriate.
All right.
Good. We'll start out with that and hopefully we'll all follow
That
it.
should get us rolling.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to February 16th because the 15th is a holiday.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. So the 16th, we've got the 3 public hearings coming from community development, and those have to go all on the same night. We've got a contract for services for the carbon filter media at the wastewater plant, or no, I'm sorry, at the Allen water treatment plant. So this has to come forward. This, I believe, is just the usual business of the Allen water treatment plant, and so we're not sure if that can go on consent or not.
So we don't have any study session items that night?
Oh, let's go down.
No.
Let's see. No, we do not. Not currently.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to keep it light
Okay.
because of the public hearings.
I'm sorry, what?
I tried to keep it lighter because of the 3 public hearings.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So, so this is interesting because we haven't had this before. So usually we'd start a regular meeting at 7. We'll still just start at 6 anyway, right?
I would suggest so with the 3 public hearings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you never know. By then, another a study session topic may need to be added. But I do feel like we could start the regular meeting at 6.
I think that would be really nice, wouldn't it, Nathaniel? To just do that.
Start at 6.
Okay, great. So we have consent question marks on all of these. So there's renewal of the 2020 concrete trip hazard elimination contract. And then we've got, we are hoping to be ready to bring forward the records and information management contract for approval, which would not be consent, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
And then removal of Transportation Advisory Committee alternate member. So this is the staff liaison came forward and let us know that a person that was appointed as an alternate member to this board has never attended any meetings and they've been unsuccessful at reaching them. So I think that just needs to come to council for approval of that, which I'm guessing would not be consent as well, just so that we can give background on that. Or do you think that is a consent item?
I don't know if there's background in the memo.
Okay, all right, great. Let's leave that for now. And somebody can pull
Because
that.
it involves a person's name, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I'd prefer just go on consent and we not talk about it.
Okay, perfect.
Stephanie, the Allen Water Treatment Plan, that would not be consent, especially since they're
Okay.
giving a presentation.
Okay, yep, you're right. Thank you.
But we have a resolution with that?
It may just be by motion.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see that.
It's a contract.
Okay.
Okay, great. Good catch, Daniel. Thank you for that. Let's look here. Modernization of RTD elevator at the Englewood station.
Well, hang on. Let's go back to the trip hazard.
Okay.
Can that go in?
I think it can, because this is, we're using them today, correct? This is that new technology that just strips away part of the concrete, right?
I believe so. And so it looks like this may just be for the zone 3 work.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's put it in consent then.
Okay. And if I'm wrong on any of this, I will find out and get back with you. So
Sure.
Okay, great. And then, so the elevator for the Englewood station, are we okay to put that on consent?
Yeah. I think it's fine. Modernization.
Must need a major update.
Well, yeah, that elevator is bad news.
Yeah. All right. So then, following the study session about the fleet management recommendations, then this would be coming forward. So I would imagine this would not be on consent, correct? Or I guess it could be based on the study session link discussion.
Why don't we ask during the study session, are you okay with putting this on consent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you remind us of that? I'll try and remember.
Yes. Jade, between Jade and I, we will work to remember that. Oops. Are we going to add that there, Jade? Okay.
Since we have 3 sessions or whatever hearings.
3 public hearings. Yeah, one is extensive, and then the other 2 didn't need as much time. It sounds like 20 minutes each for the others.
Okay.
All right, and then the last thing is we have that executive session for legal advice on there.
Yeah, are we going to move that, Alex?
I think after some of the questions that were asked last night, especially concerning potential liability for statements by different members of council, I think it might be more topical now than I might have thought earlier or during the day yesterday. So I think it hopefully will at least give a background or a legal framework so as to eliminate some of the sort of questioning back and forth. That's my thought. So I think it might make sense to keep it on there. But I'll leave that to your discretion.
So let's see. Okay.
Well, let's leave it there for now.
Okay. All right. So Jade, is this the one we moved?
Yeah, let me, oh, shoot.
We had a request from the Community Development Department to push the UDC discussion because of a extended family emergency by one of the staff members who's leading that. So they want to push that to the second meeting in March instead.
Okay.
All right, so this would be the one that is requested to be moved from the 22nd to March.
Okay.
So that won't be there. Whew.
All right, guys. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay, should be good.
Okay. All right. So update on sustainability plan and program from City Manager's office. So they are asking for 10 minutes for presentation with an outside person.
Possibly.
Okay. And then a discussion about that probably will take some time. I wonder if they'll be ready for it by then. Probably a 30-minute, 30-minute discussion.
Yeah, that probably works. So a total of 40 minutes for that item.
I guess it depends on what they're going to present us and whether or not it's very, it's going to stimulate a lot of different views.
Okay. And the next item is the organized garbage and recycling collection. So the RFPs, have been reviewed, and they'll be seeking council direction for finalizing and issuing in the RFP. So they've asked for 15 minutes. It could be pushed down if needed, it says. But I do imagine this would be a robust discussion.
Yeah, I think so too. So they're going to come back with the RFPs, is what the different options. So it.
Yes. So they. Okay, so they are putting together the RFP. So I think it's more on what the content of the RFP will look like before they put it out.
I thought they already put it out. No.
No, it got brought back.
That's right. We
Yep.
got it from, okay, yeah. Maybe it won't take that long then, because it's not deciding anything. It's just.
Yep, they just want to review with council the items that they want, and then just go ahead and finalize that content before they issue the RFP.
That sounds good.
Okay. Okay, great. So we're doing a total of 30 minutes for that?
I think that sounds good.
Okay. We'll have our monthly financial update. That's 10 minutes typically at the beginning of the meeting. And then information coming from Public Works on the various initiatives for the storm water utility programs and projects.
Okay. I would say that's going to be a discussion for at least 15 minutes, wouldn't you think? Let's see, we're at 40, 1 hour.
About 2 hours.
Okay, that's 2 hours now, yeah.
And then what's that last item, Jade?
What's the stormwater?
Oh, that's for March. Okay.
What's the utility program?
I'm sorry?
What's the utility program? The last item by Director DeAndre. Is it not the
stormwater utility programs and projects?
I wonder if it's the cap that, but possibly not.
If it's the what?
The cap, the customer assistance program.
Oh. We already talked about it.
I thought they were going to come back with additional information.
Looks like they're giving an update on various initiatives that are occurring within the programs and projects.
If it was the cap, I just figured it would take longer than 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's fine.
I could try to pull up the item
Yeah,
if you
that's
want.
fine. It's not until the 22nd, so we have time to figure out what it is.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
We'll make a note to get more information on that.
That'll help.
Okay.
Great.
right. How far down did you want to go? Did you want to keep going for March 1st?
Oh, let's just look at March 1st. So we know what's coming up.
Great. Okay, stormwater bond issue.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering when that would come.
Interesting. Okay, perfect. So they would like 20 minutes for their presentation.
I don't
Yeah,
think we need to put times on it at this point.
yeah. We just leave it.
Yeah, that's fine. with me.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. And then we've got the the Wayfinding and Placemaking Master Plan. So seeking direction on adopting the wooded nook as the design concept for the master plan. So communications.
coming back
that forward.
They're coming back with their revised upgrade of Wooded Nook, and
Okay, perfect.
is that what they're doing? I think.
I would imagine so, based on the last study session.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're going to be coming back probably with revisions and asking you for consensus to adopt that as the design concept. All right.
That's good.
Okay. And then we've got the first readings on the three. Oh, where's the third one? After the public hearing. So first readings on the vacation of the Huron Street project. So we'll have 3 of those first readings. Great, okay. All we've got so far, although I'll just throw in there, March 8th, we've tentatively set aside for the DDA interviews, for the DDA board. So we are accepting applications currently, and then we'll be bringing those forward for interviews and then appointments.
Sounds good.
So,
Okay, great.
so Stephanie, what's that second item? What's the request for proposals? That item right there, since we're talking about on the 22nd.
It's a repeat.
It looks like a repeat.
I'll look into that and see what's going on with it.
Also, can I ask a question? I haven't seen anything. I missed the last budget advisory committee meeting, so I'm not sure if they're ready. But do we have anywhere on here where budget advisory committee is going to come and speak to us about their capital reserve proposal?
Not that I'm aware of currently for any study sessions. Who's the staff liaison for that?
That would be Jenny Nolan.
Yeah.
So we can reach out and find out when they plan to bring that forward.
Okay.
Let's put a placeholder in. Yeah, that would be good. I'm glad you brought that up because I think someone else brought it up in the past.
And you said that was on the capital what?
It's going to be the unassigned fund balance. Basically, their policy recommendation on that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Good memory. Okay, so did you want to go any further down? I'm happy to keep going. I just want to make sure.
I keep looking at the sunshine outside, Stephanie. No, I think.
Okay.
He's gonna go run or go bike.
I'm gonna go bike.
Yeah, go bike.
I-
That's fine.
Well,
that
that
go ahead
definitely
and
gets us pretty far down on the list. So.
I did want to go ahead and just check in really quick. We do have another week where we are starting our meeting on Tuesday. Did we want to go ahead and just plan on having the mayor manager meeting that week on another day?
Yes.
Yeah, the Wednesday after.
Wednesday after?
Yeah,
Perfect. Thank you.
that'd be great.
Great.
Thanks, Jade, for holding off on the study sessions for the next week when we have all those public hearings.
It sort of kind of happened. I was like hoping it wouldn't happen, and then nobody put anything in, so I didn't. Yeah, it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Hold your ground, Jade. Hold your ground.
No more here.
Jade, you have permission, it sounds like.
Yep, you do.
great. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. I hope you do enjoy the sunshine today.
Oh, well, do we have any council updates from, or, yeah, we have a council request from yesterday, don't we? Just making
Oh,
sure.
I didn't catch any, but I also am not in the rhythm of catching those.
Um,
But I do want to make sure we report those out to Tim or Chief Collins.
what's it, the dog parks, at the dog park?
Yeah, the off-leash task force, that was one that I had. Like, are there any more meetings? So that's more for Director Underhill. I
Okay.
think that's the answer. I think they're done, but yeah. So are there any more meetings for the off-leash task force?
Okay.
I don't think they're done because one of their members called me yesterday and
Really?
they thought they had another meeting. He thought they had another, I don't know though.
Okay.
Okay, we will definitely put that in as a council request.
And actually, can I make a second one?
Yes.
I'm kind of curious, just with Orchard Place and with the Simon Center. And actually, I talked to some people over the weekend that are having issues getting vaccines. Obviously they're eligible to get the vaccines, but they're not able to call in. So I'm wondering if anybody on staff or if there's anything that we can do to assist them in helping them get on the schedule for the vaccine. That's a tall ask, but I'm just wondering, is community development involved at all? That I guess that's more of a question for Director Power.
I mean, we can call they can call the housing authority to ask them what they're doing to expedite it for everybody.
Yeah, just trying to get an understanding if there's any help internally.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We can reach out and see what which department is appropriate for that.
Yeah.
So.
And Stephanie, if anybody has any questions on my ask, have them give me a call.
Okay, perfect. And were there any other council requests that you know of, or just the two from Othania?
That was it that I had.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any others either. We just need to earmark a study session to do some training around racism and segregate or systemic racism, how to handle it, how to address it, where to look for it.
Did you have a potential date in mind for that? And would that be like a facilitated discussion?
It would definitely have to be a facilitated discussion.
Yes. Okay.
With someone who's quite good at it. So we probably need to look for someone. And I do think it would be helpful to have it sooner than later, especially as we go into Title 16 and anything else regarding land use, or what that tends to be where some of the first long-term bias comes up. I mean, so to be able to look at those with a different set of eyes or understanding.
Okay. And what did you want to call that?
I guess a diversity workshop, maybe.
I'm sorry.
Maybe a diversity equity workshop. I don't know.
Okay. Perfect. We will pass this along.
My aunt is that Shawn has some ideas, and maybe Rhonda Hanger has. I don't know what the internal training is looking like these days for the city, because I know you have a big commitment to that.
Interestingly, I just got. Oh, it was just an awareness email from Rhonda Hanger about Black History Month. So I was thinking maybe they had a meeting coming up on something. Okay, great. Well, we will pass this information along, and we'll now just quickly glancing at the next few study sessions. Do you see a date you want to try to tentatively slot that in? March.
Not during the public hearings. That will put us off on a bad foot, probably. I hope it's not a bad start, but yeah, where do we have room?
February 22nd may be a good night. Additionally, not March 8th. February 22nd seems to be the one
that's a fully study session oriented evening, right?
Yes.
And we were at about 2 hours when we last checked.
Correct.
Okay, let's put it there.
The 22nd?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to look for I know a lot of people in this field, but I'd prefer that the city pick because I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will pass this on to Tim Dodd.
Right.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thank you guys.
Oh, I realized we didn't have Tim on nor, wait, wasn't Tim on?
We
earlier?
offered to take this meeting.
Okay, great.
Yep. Yeah, so they would have been happy to join us, but Jade and I felt like we could take this one on.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everybody, go bike.
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone have a great day.
It's
Yeah, have a good
9:13.
one.
I'm sorry, what? It's 9:13 and this meeting is adjourned.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
One.
Okay.
Bye-bye.